Hello and welcome to the Pink Grape. My name is Anthony Metzger. I'm a winemaker and certified sommelier. Here at the Pink Grape, I interview winemakers from all over the planet. I conduct my interviews via Skype and record them live to bring you face-to-face with winemakers from all over the world. So without further ado, please enjoy the show and be sure to subscribe. Welcome to the show, the Pink Grape.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, so you're a winemaker from Italy.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, and how did you become a winemaker?
I become a winemaker because my family, my father, has a winery in Treviso.
Oh, okay.
And so after the secondary school, I started to study viticulture and enology.
Yeah.
And after that, I travel in New Zealand to just to know another situation in the world about wine.
Yeah. And what countries have you traveled to try their wines?
I travel in Germany,
Okay.
in a little bit in France,
Yeah.
in Austria, in Wachau.
Oh, wow.
And also in Italy and in New Zealand.
New Zealand. And your family, your dad's winery, is that a big winery or is it?
No, it's not too big. No, we have 20 hectares,
Oh, nice. Okay.
and we make red wines.
Mm-hmm.
It's still red wines
Yeah.
and white wines, and a little bit of prosecco.
You know, New Zealand, you traveled to New Zealand. What's kind of like the differences between wine in Italy and wine in New Zealand?
The difference is the climate.
Okay.
At first, is the climate, because I think New Zealand, in my opinion, is perfect
For the climate.
Yeah, for the climate and for the soil.
Really?
I have seen Marlborough area
Mm-hmm.
very well, and Central Otago. I've never been in the north. I find the Sauvignon Blanc beautiful in New Zealand.
So if you could travel to any country in the world and just to try their wines and visit and see what it's like, what country would that be?
I would like to go in US at first, and second in South Africa. South Africa, I think is a good viticulture region. Yeah.
Yeah, they make.
Have
Really
you ever
good wines.
been there?
I've been to South Africa, yeah. I was in South Africa. I didn't go to make wine, but I went to film a documentary about the wines of South Africa. So that's another thing I do. Right now I'm doing a lot of these interviews with winemakers from all over the world on Skype. But another thing I do is I'll bring my cameras and everything, and I go to different countries and I film documentaries about the wine and the people and the culture and history. And South Africa is one of those countries. I was in there in South Africa for 5 weeks filming. So
That's beautiful.
yeah, it was really nice. They have some really good wines. You know, the thing with South Africa, and it's like this with a lot of countries, is, you know, you go to the store and you see wines from all over the world, but you typically don't find the really good little boutique specialty wines that you find when you actually travel to those countries. So when I was in South Africa, I tried all these really amazing handcrafted small batch wines that you just can't find over here in the US or probably other parts of the world. And so it is really nice to be able to just go to a country to try their wines, because you try their top quality stuff. You know, they want to keep the best for themselves.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, and then I did 3 other ones too. I was in Armenia, Hungary, and Malta, and filming wine documentaries there too. So, and those will all be coming out early next year. So, I'll let you know when they come out. Yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
You have to come in Italy.
Of course, I know. I've gotta, you know, I gotta save up so I can come and do some more. I want to do Italy. I want to do every country, to be honest, but Italy is definitely on the priority. There's some cool stuff in Italy. I saw, you know, there's people that age wine in the ocean, in the Mediterranean Sea. There's people, I mean, I saw you can rent a personal submarine and dive down to old Phoenician sunken ships where they still have the amphoras sitting down there, you know, where they held the wine and traded the wine from thousands of years ago. So I definitely want to go to Italy and check that out, and then check out some of the vineyards. And definitely, yeah, there's some cool stories in Italy. Another thing I do on these interviews is I ask like a scenario question. So like, for example, say you're gonna do, it's a Wednesday night, you're gonna watch a movie, sit on the couch, order a pizza. What kind of wine would you drink eating a pizza and watching a movie?
For a normal pizza, like with some tomato and some cheese,
Yep.
and maybe some pepperoni, needs red wine.
Red wine?
I think red wine is a good choice.
Yeah. Good red Italian wine.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Very good. And then another one is, well, I don't know, what do you guys do, like today, Saturday? What are you going to do tonight? Do you go out? Do you guys go to the clubs? Or what do you do for fun in Italy on a Saturday night?
Yeah, if after I drink a lot, maybe I go to the club. Maybe. But
what kind of wine would you drink before going to the club? Because I think at the club you drink more like whiskey, vodka. But before going out, if you're going to pre-game with some wine, what kind of wine would you drink?
Yeah, I think I drink sparkling wine before I go to the club. Yeah.
Something more refreshing, light, easier to drink.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. Thank you, and then we'll be in touch on Facebook.
Yeah.
All right.
Sure,
Perfect.
of course.
All right. Thanks, Matteo.
Okay.
Yep. Talk to you soon.
Bye-bye.
All right. Ciao.
Ciao, ciao.
Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this week's episode of The Pink Grape. Make sure you check in next week, as I'll be releasing a new interview with a winemaker. If you have any questions that you would like me to ask a winemaker during any of my interviews, just reach out to me through my social media accounts, which you can find on my website, thepinkgrape.com. Make sure you check out my website this week, as I'll be releasing some really fun, interesting wine stories. Thank you, and please be sure to subscribe.